Good morning, one and all. Today we are discussing about fluid mechanics and hydraulic machines laboratory 18 civil 48 for 4th semester students under module 1 laboratory class lecture 2. So today's of our discussion is calibration of Venturi meter to find the coefficient of discharge CD. So the determination is to find the coefficient discharge through the Venturi meter. So the apparatus are constant and water supply, pipeline within a Venturi meter, measuring tank, manometer, stopwatch, etc. So this is constant head of water supply. From here it will reach us here, and this is the measuring tank for one operator. Another operator, this is the measuring point, whereas constant is from the overhead tank. And this is the Venturi meter. You can see there is a Venturi meter here. There is this diameter is equal to this pipe, and this diameter is equal to this pipe, and this is varying diameter. This is your Venturi meter, and this is your manometer head, where the head of flow of mercury is recorded. This is your manometer head. So a Venturi meter is commonly used to measure the discharge in a closed conduct having pipe flow. It consisted of a converging cone, a cross section and diverging section. That is a converging and diverging section. The basic principle on which the Venturi meter works is that by reducing the cross sectional area, this is your pipe, by reducing the cross sectional area, the flow passage and the pressure so is increases, and the measurement of that pressure at that particular cross sectional area, reduction cross sectional area, will be done so by using this instrument. So I can say that in one word, a Venturi meter is a device which is used to measure the rate of flow of fluid through a pipeline. So what and all there in Venturi meter? A Venturi meter consisted of an inlet section following by a converging section. You can see here. So this is your converging section. This is called as a cylindrical throat. This is called as a diverging section. So if I go back here, this is your converging section, this is your throat, this is your diverging section. This is your converging section, this is your throat, this is your diverging section. Okay, and a gradually a diverging section, how the rate on which converging takes place, same way diverging takes place. And it consisted of a U-tube manometer. You can see a U-tube manometer, and the manometer head of water will be there, that is H1 and H2. The diameter of the pipe converging and diverging will be same size, therefore it is D1, whereas throat will be a different diameter, that is D2. So when the D1 is equal to D2, then there is no Venturi meter at all. When D1 by D2 is lower value, the ratio is lower, like less than 1, then the effect of Venturi meter is high. When D1 by D2 is equal to greater than 1, then the effect gets reduces. Effect in the terms of the pressure gets reduces. That is the way, one of the very important thing that you have to keep it in mind. Now coming to the formula, actual discharge, Q actual is equal to, so AH by T. I am maintaining the same notations because it is helpful for students to remember it. Therefore, coefficient of discharge CD is equal to Q actual by Q theoretical. Q actual is equal to AH by T. A is nothing but what? It is area of collecting tank. L into B, where H is rise of water in the collecting tank. By using manometer we are recording it. Okay, and time is the T is the time for H rise in water. Theoretically, it is calculated by A1 into A2 into root of 2GH divided by A1 square minus A2 square in meter cube per second, where A1 is cross-sectional area of the inlet pipe and A2 is cross-sectional area of the throat, that is central portion. Inlet pipe diameter area is equal to outlet pipe area. D1 is diameter of the pipe, inlet pipe. D2 is the throat diameter. And G is acceleration due to gravity. This is our laboratory values we are recorded in government SKI JTI. G is acceleration due to gravity 9.81 meter per second square, where H is the difference in the manometer head, H1 difference H2. Same is the specific gravity of manometer liquid, usually manometer. So H1, H2 difference we are using mercury, as I said earlier. G is acceleration due to gravity in 9.81 meter square per second. Coming to the procedure part, first procedure step is measure the inlet and throat diameter of a Venturi meter, inlet and throat diameter Venturi meter, and also measure the length and width of the measuring tank. So this is your measuring tank for one instrument, and this is your measuring tank for another instrument. Gradually open the exit valve and regulate the flow till it becomes steady. So here there is a regulatory valves are there, so that valves you have to open it. Here and here the valves are there, you have to open it gradually. Here also it is very difficult to see here. Here also there is a valve, you have to open it and regulate the valve. As I said earlier, initially more time taken means the valve opening will be less. Gradually we are increasing the valve opening, so the time required to fill the water in the tank get reduced. It is same as that as our V-notch concept we are applying here. 25% opening, next 50% valve opening, 75% valve opening, and 100% valve opening. Okay, so when 100% valve opening takes place, time required will be less to fill the tank. Okay, that is one thing we have to keep it in mind. We are standardizing all the procedures so that there should not be any confusion with one experiment to another experiment if it is resembles the procedure 50 to 60%. Gradually open the exit valve and regulate the flow till it becomes steady. Measure the deflection head of the manometric liquid. So that is your mercury. Deflection head of the manometric liquid you have to measure. Collect the water in the measuring tank for a suitable time period T and repeat the step 3 and 4. So as I said earlier that the smaller the d1 by d2 ratio, more is the pressure difference, and CD value is in the range of 0.97 to 0.99. Whatever I said, the same thing. Pipe diameter in our government Sri Krishnarajendra Silver Jubilee Technological Institute laboratory, the diameter of this one we are given it as an example so that student can understand in a better way. Therefore, we are given the numerical values also as an example. D1 is equal to 3.5 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. D2 is 1.75 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. So that A1 is 9.62 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square. A2 is 2.405 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter square. This is about your dimension of the measuring tank. L is 44 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. Width is 10 in 40 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. So that the area is L into B is 0.176 meter square. Now, the tabular column consisted of trial number, manometer reading, that is your mercury, a discharge in your measuring tank readings. So in the manometer reading, initial reading, final reading, difference. Okay, so then H in the mm of the water, how much it is rise. So rise in the water level and time taken, and Q actual, Q theoretical, and CD. This is standard. expanded. I will give one the one experiment calculation in detail explanation I wanted to give to you. Please see here. For first trial, the initial level of manometer is H1. That means, so here the initial level of the, you can see here. So the first one, initial level of the manometer is H1. So I wanted to put it so that every time it is need not be necessary to move it to here. So the initial level manometer reading is H1, that is 110 mm, and the final level, so the manometer reading is here, that is 119 mm. So the difference is 119 minus 100, it is 9 mm. So the H in the mm of water, how much the water it has, what is 113.4. So rise in the water in H in mm, that is the rise in the water. The rise in the water means, so again, so the manometer head, whatever is there here, so here the rise in the water, so we are keeping that as a constant. So we are keeping the rise of 10 mm as constant. For that, 20.8 seconds it takes to collect the water 10 mm rise in the tank of dimension 44 into 10 to the power of minus 2 by 14 into the power of minus 2 size. And the time taken is 20.8 seconds. So that Q actual, Q theoretical, already we discussed the formula, you substitute it. Q actual divided by Q theoretical, if we do it, we will get 0.22. Second trial, so the manometric head, okay, we kept it as 108 mm. Final head, that is 122 mm. Okay, the difference is 14. Here's the water level also. The rise is also kept it as, the piezometric head rise is kept it as 10 mm in water. But here, the time taken will be less, 12.3. Why? Can you tell me? In the initial stage, the valve opening to the flow of water, to make flow of water for valve opening is only 25%. Therefore, it taken more time to fill the tank of 10 mm height. In the second time, instead of 25 mm, we are valve open to 50 mm. So 50 mm opening we have done it, and 50 mm, the 50% opening, 50% opening we did it. In the first trial, 25% opening we did it. So 75% valve was closed. So it taken more time to fill it. Second trial, 50% opening we did it. So that comparatively less time, you can say approximately some 40% less time is taken to fill it. So calculate Q actual, Q theoretical. Third trials, again all these things are, you can know it, but discharge one is, you can see here 75% valve was open. So for 10 mm rise in this tank, okay, it taken 8.1 seconds. Fourth trial, 100% valve if you are open, or so flow will be very fast. Therefore, the rise in the water to reach 10 mm is just 7.9 seconds. So once you know these values, you can use the direct formula Q actual, Q theoretical, you do it. For your practical learning purpose, I did one, that is example as calculation part. A into H by T, A is this one, area. So into H, that is 10 mm, by T, 20.8 second, it is 8.4 10 to the power of minus 6 meter cube per second. Theoretical discharge, so is given by A1, A2. A1 is this one, A2 is this one, you can see here A1, A2, into root of 2G H. H is this height in mm of water. So divided by A1 square minus A2 square, if you do it, it is 3.7 to the power of minus 4 meter cube per second. Okay, then Q theoretical divided by Q actual divided by Q theoretical, if you do it, it will be 0.22. Similarly, for second trial 0.3, 0.37, third trial, fourth trial 0.35. But always we are not opening the valve in practice 100%, or we are not opening the valve 25%. Depending on our requirement, we are opening the valve. Therefore, the coefficient of discharge we have to calculate it for average condition, for 100% opening to lowest percent opening. That's the reason we did it 25% opening regulating valve, 50% opening, 75% opening, and 100% opening. Therefore, for each case we have to take average of CD values. So the 4 reading divided by 4, you will get 0.31. So when we are discussing a note, we clearly said that the value should be obtained in the range of 0.97 to 0.99. But in our laboratory, whatever we are getting, we have to record it, because it may be so many reasons. So the valve efficiency of the motor, the efficiency that is the valve opening, we say 25%, exactly 25% opening is possible, exactly 50% valve opening is possible, there is no mark is there. So that is also play a vital role. Power fluctuation and manometer reading and human error, all these things will come into picture. Therefore, we are unable to reach the theoretically given range. Okay, that we have to keep it in mind. So next is this CD, whatever we are calculated is analytical value. This can also be calculated by graphical method. How to calculate by graphical method? Take an ordinary graph sheet and mark x-axis as discharge theoretical in 10 to the power of minus 4 meter cube per second, y-axis as discharge actual in 10 to the power of minus 4 meter cube per second. Consider, so 1 centimeter is equal to 1 in 10 to the power of minus 4 meter cube per second on x-axis. On y-axis, 1 centimeter or 1 unit is equal to 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter cube per second. Whatever the 4 trial values that we got it, you plot it. A best fit curve you mark it, you will get a straight line. The slope of the straight line AB by BC, if you calculate it, it is around 0.38. Analytically 0.31, graphically it is 0.38, very close to each other. Coming to the multiple choice questions related to Venturi meter. Number 1, a Venturi meter is a device that is used for measuring the rate of flow of fluid through a pipe line. Whether it is, the statement is true or false. Option A is true and option B is false. That is true. Second question, a Venturi meter. In a Venturi meter, the actual discharge. In a Venturi meter, the actual discharge is given by Q actual is equal to A into H divided by T meter cube per second. Option A is true, option B is false. It is true. In a Venturi meter, theoretical discharge is given by formula Q. Theoretical is equal to A1 A2 root of 2GH divided by root of A1 square minus A2 square meter cube per second. Option A is true, option B is false. It is true. In a Venturi meter, coefficient of discharge is given by CD, which is equal to Q theoretical by Q actual. It should be Q actual by U theoretical, therefore it is false. Fifth question, coefficient of discharge CD is Q actual by Q theoretical. It is true. In a Venturi meter, the diameter ds of a throat is in the range of 0.05 to 0.35 times the inlet diameter d1. It is false. Seventh question, in a Venturi meter, diameter ds of a throat is a range of 0.1 to 0.45 times the inlet diameter d1. It is false. In a Venturi diameter ds of a throat is a range of 0.15 to 0.55 times the inlet diameter d1. It is false. In a Venturi meter, the diameter ds of a throat is in the range of 0.2 to 0.65 times the inlet diameter d1. It is false. In a Venturi meter, the diameter ds of the throat is in the range of 0.25 to 0.75 times the inlet diameter d1. It is true. take this opportunity to thank Department of Collegiate and Technical Education for giving me an opportunity to deliver fluid mechanics and hydraulic machinery laboratory online class for the students, and also I take this opportunity to thank the students for listening the class. If you have any doubt, you can feel free to ask in the next class. Thank you very much.